what's good, people? It's Cactus, and we're back again with episode 12 of Cactus Convos. In today's episode, I've got another highly requested guest with me. He's a platinum Billboard producer, and he's also grown a huge audience on YouTube with almost 600,000 subscribers. He goes by Soulker. Soulker, what's good, my bro?
What's going on, yeah?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. So, just saying that, 600,000 subscribers, I bet that seems crazy to you.
It is fucking mad.
Yeah. Is that everything you expected when you started YouTube? I bet you didn't know what to expect, did you?
The idea of making it was like a fairy tale, you know, like might as well thinking of Santa Claus or fucking mad. Because when I grew up, I wasn't like a popular guy, so the thought of like being someone or maybe being big at anything was like a bit like out there. So I mean, it's crazy. Even today, like I still don't like I half believe it. Like it's half a dream or something. I don't know.
I imagine it's kind of hard to understand when a lot of it's online in a way, because you'll be so focused in what you're doing and making music that sometimes you kind of forget about everyone that's watching it and the amount of people that are actually, you know, following you and your brand.
Exactly.
And it's not just like it's a small amount of people. It's like 600,000. So you think there's 600,000 people out there that fuck with Soulker. It's just, I bet it's crazy to think about.
Fucking mad. Jesus.
But I imagine that didn't happen overnight. I imagine it's been years of like grafting and perfecting your craft. So yeah, just before, because I want to dive into everything about YouTube. I know like all of my audience in particular are always asking, you know, what's the secrets to YouTube? And they always bring you up as well. They're saying like, he's got 600,000 subscribers. How did he do it? Why am I not growing? Blah, blah, blah. So I want to get into everything, but I think it makes sense to start from the beginning, really. So talk to me about how you got into music, where it all started.
Well, I guess like I was always a fan of music, like ever since like I was like, especially like when I was 11. I remember like I was born in 2000, so in 2011 it was the big year for dubstep, and that was the first genre of music that I really fucked with. So at the age of 11 I really started to be a fan of music, and at first I was like, I want to do music maybe, you know, but it was like a future thing, you know. But after like a few years dubstep died, obviously, and a friend of mine showed me rap music from Slovakia, actually. And the thing is about the rap in Slovakia is actually like a big scene. I really like it's mad that they have their own beat makers, they have their own labels, the whole thing going on. And
you wouldn't think that.
You wouldn't think about it too, but like, I was surprised too. But anyway, so there's a beat maker from Slovakia called Dalib, and he is like insane. He was insane, and I was like maybe 14 or 15 years old, and he made me listen to like some rap music, and I was like, fuck, like the beats are mad. Like they're mad, and that Dalib guy was insane. And then I was like, all right, I want to make beats. That's what I want to do. So
what style of rap was it that he was showing you? Was it like underground hip hop,
trap music, like trap? Right. But back in 2014 it was like, even today, like I think the tech like, how can I explain it? Like the music was so advanced for 2014. Like the trap sounds was, I don't know, was like something else. But anyway, so after, I wanted to make beats too. And in 2016, I started making beats. And here we are.
Man, so 2016. So it hasn't actually been that long, really, because sometimes it can take like a lifetime to get to this point. A lot of people try and fail. So it might seem like a long time to you, but really, like, 5 or 6 years max?
It's not that long. 4.5 actually, nearly 5 years now.
Yeah. So that's crazy to think about. So when was like the first time you actually opened? Do you use FL, by the way? Is that what you're using to produce? Yeah. So when was that the first time you opened FL? And
I remember, it was my birthday at 16. Like my parents gave me like a shitty computer, but fuck it was fine, you know. But So, and ever since, like, they gave me this computer with FL Studio, and ever since that first day, I never stopped. Like
You've just
every
been obsessed
day,
since.
every day, exactly obsessed. Like
Yeah.
it was way more than passion. It was like fucking. Like,
I think you have to be obsessed. I think that's one key for everyone to take, because a lot of people will try and do something in music, but if they're not, like, it's one thing to be passionate about it, but it's another thing to be obsessed with it. Like
Exactly.
I can relate to that, because like literally everything I do, everything like in my life revolves around music. So even when I'm not making music, I'm doing something like listening to a podcast about music, or listening to music, or it's just or reading about music, just everything. And I think you have to have that mentality where, yeah, you're literally just obsessed with it. Like there's nothing else that's going to get in your way.
Yeah, like Conor McGregor said. Conor McGregor said it well. He said like to being obsessed, everything else must not exist, and
Yeah.
it's true. Like everything else doesn't matter. It's all you're just focused on music or beats or whatever it is, fighting or whatever. But that's what obsession is, and with obsession you can go like far, really far, like crazy far.
Yeah, and it feels like, yeah, I mean, how you just put it then, it's just like a perfect way of saying it. It's like nothing else matters, fuck everything else. As long as you're just focusing on that one thing, you've got that end goal in mind, then I don't think there's anything that can stop people. Some people might have like maybe easier paths than others. Some people might have some things that hold them back, but if you really want it, if you really grind for it, then it's going to come, isn't it? I believe anyway. I believe. So you made your first beat in like 2016, and yeah, because I had a look on your YouTube. I think the first upload was, I might be wrong here, but I want to say December 2016. But I don't think that was your first beat, was it?
No, yeah. So I first started out on SoundCloud, but eventually I started uploading a few stuff on YouTube. But I deleted a lot of old stuff. But
Right. Yeah.
SoundCloud was the main. At first, like I didn't know of Thai beats. I didn't know like you could upload your beats on YouTube and label them like Thai beats and shit. So I just like uploaded them on SoundCloud and just like I don't know. But then I got to know stuff and uploaded it on YouTube and all. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. You probably just upload things and hope for the best at first, just so anyone can hear it, and then you learn things along the way, right?
Yeah.
So who introduced you to Thai beats? Is it just something that you found looking through YouTube yourself?
I think so, yeah. I can't even remember. I think back then, like Cash Money AP was like the big guy for Thai beats.
Right.
But I can't remember like how I got into Thai beats, but I remember the first like Thai beat that kind of blew up was like a Lil Peep one, and that did like pretty well. And then I migrated my SoundCloud to YouTube because YouTube was doing better. And
then here we are.
Yeah.
So yeah, just whilst we're on the topic of YouTube, then I know we might as well dive straight into the juicy bits, which everyone wants to hear. So you started in like 2016, just uploading a couple type beats. Did you have some kind of game plan where you're like, right, I'm gonna go for this set of keywords, or did you not really know what you were doing at the start? You just kind of did any type beats, and then
what happened? Even today, I don't know how I. Like honestly, like I'm not lying. Like I don't know. Like, I don't have any marketing skills or anything. Like I don't use social media. I don't use I don't know. Like I'm not stupid. Like I use keywords, but nothing crazy. Like I'm just using common sense. That's all. Like I think the most important part, if you want to have a big channel making beats, is not like the keywords or it's consistency and quality. That's it, honestly. I just upload the best beats I can, like as much as I can without like spamming people, but and that's it. Like I don't know how. Like, people always ask me like, how do you like, what's your secret or some shit? I don't know. Like honestly, like I don't know.
Everyone wants to crack the code, right? Like they think you've got all the secrets, like you're hiding something from everyone. But everyone that I speak to, everyone that's been on the podcast that's had a lot of success on YouTube, they've always said the same thing. It's just down to consistency, kind of like finding your own lane in a way, developing your own sound, and just posting like quality beats consistently. Some people do say though that a lot of it will matter on like tags, but I don't actually know like how much tags really matter, because you could have terrible beats and good tags. It doesn't mean that you're going to get views. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think that if the beats are that fire, then no matter what tags you've got, like people are just going to listen to it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the beats is what counts. Like, yeah, the visual, the title, the tags, they're bonuses, but they're not that big of a bonus. Like, the main thing is the beats, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. And it feels like when I listen to your beats, or even just click on one of your videos on YouTube, it's like I can tell that it's not something that you've just whipped up in 10 minutes. It seems like you've got, good attention to detail, and you're not just thinking about the numbers where it's like, I need to bang out 10 beats today and upload one. So am I right in saying that? Is that,
For sure, yeah. Like,
spend a bit of time?
I always spend weeks on beats before uploading them. Like,
Really? On one beat?
Yeah, like, when I make a beat, I put it on the side on like a waiting list or whatever, then it gets worked on and off for like weeks, and then it gets uploaded. So
that's crazy.
I really put in like a lot of work on every detail, on everything. I really want to create a whole atmosphere, a whole new beat. Like every beat needs to be like unique. That's my way. Yeah.
It definitely seems like that. Like listening to your music, it's like, like I was saying, you can tell it's not rushed. Like everything just sounds clean. Everything's hitting hard, and it's like all the little breaks and transitions that you use, and just the new sounds, new like perks that people might not have thought of using. Like everything just seems like you have spent a long time on that. So what's like a usual process? So you'll open like FL, or talk to me about like your schedule in a day. Like what's a day in the life of Soulker like? You'll wake up, eat, make a beat,
honestly, it's like whenever I feel like it, I go on FL Studio. Like I never force myself, but I guess the average day is like I get up at like, I don't know, 2 in the afternoon or whatever. And then it depends. Like sometimes I might just chill, listen to some music, feel like it, and start something new. But I guess I work better at night. That's one thing. But I don't really have a schedule really.
You just kind of every day is a bit different. Yeah, I think it's a good way to. It's like a good process really, because I think once you try and set a schedule for yourself, sometimes it can throw you off a bit, because at that time, like say for example, you put in your schedule that I need to be making beats from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. When it gets to 6 p.m., you might not be in the right zone to make beats, and then you're trying to force it. But it sounds like you just let it come naturally. Like once you find some inspiration, that's when you open up FL and start cooking up. What do you think gives you that inspiration? Is there anything in particular that triggers that, where you're like, you know what, fuck this, I need to go make a beat?
Whenever I listen to music in general, I just listen to it, and then I'm like, I want to make music. Like that's it. It depends. Like I never listen to the music I make. Not like I listen to my beats, but I don't listen to like artists that are. What I mean is like I listen to like people like Kendrick Lamar or people that are totally different than what I do, and then it gets me like new ideas, and I don't know. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So I take you listen to like a few different genres, and then you take maybe little parts from each one and then combine them into like making your own sound.
Yeah.
So it does feel like you've developed your own sound. It's like when you click on a beat, you can like you know it's a Soulker beat before you've even looked at it in a way. And I think a lot of people struggle to do that because everyone's trying to emulate like other sounds, like find producers that they like and just copy what they're doing.
That's
just sound like them.
I could never do. Like I could never make a beat that somebody else like already made. Like I don't know. That's not fun. Like I don't know. I just want to make something new, something fresh, something different. Yeah,
100%. And it seems, I know you mentioned dubstep earlier. It sounds like, I know your beats aren't dubstep, but it sounds like some elements are related to dubstep. With the heavy bass and everything. Is that right?
Yeah, sometimes I like putting like some sounds influence. Sometimes I actually like put dubstep type beats and upload that, and like there's actually some dubstep like bass, and I just have fun. I just have fun with it, honestly. Just whatever comes up to mind.
I think that's what it comes down to, right? Just having fun with it and experimenting instead of trying to like put yourself in this box in a way.
Yeah. So I think like the main problem with today's beats is everybody's is having the same sound selection. My bad. So everybody has the same sound selection, and that's something like I could never do. Like make a beat with like the Beethoven 808 with the fucking, fuck that. Like that's not fun. Like why? I don't know. Like I just want to do like proper new sound selection. Like create my own sounds and and create my own patterns and my own vibes and my own things. That's that's fun, you know. That's the fun.
I guess that's what separates you to the rest of the way. So are you quite into sound design then? So when you're making all these, you know, unique things, is it sound design that you're going into, like just literally tweaking everything from scratch, or?
Yeah. I like to create my own hi-hats, my own snares, layering them and just creating new ones. Or sound design is fun for sure. Yeah. I love sound design.
It's something I've been getting into recently. Like I've put a few packs out and it does get addictive, but I think it's just another good thing to know. Like even if you're not trying to sell packs or anything like that, it just inspires like so many things. Like you'll just make sounds that you would have never heard in like anything else, and it's like, oh shit, this is something.
And then it's unique to you, and nobody will sound the same, and that's something like different from that'll make you different from other producers. So
yeah, 100%. So I bet a lot of people ask you all the time where you get your sounds from. I bet a lot of people are DMing you saying, yo, where'd you get that bass? Where did you get that 808? But you're not using anyone's pack. Yeah, you're making them. You do sell sound kits though, right?
I do, but not lately. Like I think I'm stopping because like they get leaked way too much, and that's a bit annoying. You know, like you put your work in, you put your sounds in, and then like motherfuckers like leak it and shit.
Yeah. They end up on some pirate site somewhere.
Everywhere, like, and people sharing them, and I'm like, whatever. Like, I think I'll release another drum kit soon, but I'll make it free. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like drum kits that much anymore.
Yeah, I do feel you there. I feel like we're gonna get that in whatever we do, though. It's the same with beats. True. There's always gonna be people that just rip your beats from YouTube or find some way to download them. So I think just in anything that we do, there's always gonna be them people that are trying to steal shit. But then on the flip side, you do get people that will support you. So, you know, even though shit's out there, they might feel guilty like ripping it from somewhere. So just to support you and your brand, like they will buy it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. So with the like on your YouTube, it seems, I know you said you don't know much about like marketing, but looking at your page, you wouldn't think that because everything's on point, like the visuals, the logo. There's even like an intro to all of the beats as well. Yeah. So is that something that you've done yourself?
The intro is actually a friend of mine that does like visual, like 3D stuff, and I commissioned him like to do this intro. But over time my visuals got a bit neat, like better and better, and now like after like 4.5 years of like consistency, like my visuals are on point, I think, anyway, with the intro and the different 100%. Stuff. But it's important to have like a good intro, and you know it's like part of your brand, you know. I don't know. I think it's important.
It's just another thing that separates you, really, isn't it? Because everyone's doing like the same thumbnails, everyone's sounding the same. Like there's nothing that really separates you as a producer. But it seems like, you know, with you having all that branding in place and that the intros and, you know, the unique sounds that you're using, that's probably why you've had so much success on YouTube. But I feel like a lot of people are kind of scared to do that in the beginning. A lot of people think that maybe you need to sound like other producers.
In the beginning, I was the same way. Like in the beginning, I made beats like thinking of like what's popping. You know, NLE Chopper released a new album. I'm gonna make an NLE Chopper type beat, and it's gonna be like a basic piano with fucking shit sound selection. And I mean, to start off, it's good, but I started off, and then I started getting bigger and bigger. I started having like, I remember when I first like blew up, I was at 20,000 subscribers. So it was like a slow climb up to 20,000. And then I released that Japanese one we were talking about. Yeah. And then it just fucking blew up. But, and then from there, I took that and from there, I made my channel myself and only creating new styles of Thai beats and new stuff. And that I think is what separates me from other producers and made me grow differently than other producers too.
Yeah, definitely. So do you think it's important for new producers to, I think they should definitely develop their own sound at some point, but do you think in the beginning maybe they should have at least a familiar sound until they get comfortable with making beats? Because then maybe it's easier for people to find them in a way, or it's just easier to get people on the beats? Or do you think that, you know, just from the start, you should just work on your own sound?
It makes sense, but when I first started out, like the first beat I ever made was like terrible, like fucking terrible, and like my 15th beat was also terrible. And when I listened to a friend of mine recently started producing, he made me hear like his first beat, and it was like way better than my first beat. But my first beat was like weird, but in a good way, because that's what makes me now like unique, I guess, or different.
Yeah.
But so I guess it is important, like from the very beginning, to create like a whatever, even if it's weird, and like I got better. It took me like a year to get really like proper at beats, which is really slow compared to other producers, I think. But
I bet at the time though there wasn't as much like tutorials and stuff out there for you. Like starting in 2016, you had like a couple, but nothing compared to what's out there now. Like you can learn anything like real quick these days, but I bet it wasn't.
I think it's also a problem today that a lot of tutorials are very like people won't get out of the norm, if that makes sense. Because back then I used to watch Busy Works beats.
Yeah.
His beats that he made in his videos were shit, but he told us how to use FL Studio, and that's the important. That's why I clicked on his videos, because I didn't want to make the same beats that he did. I just want to know like the shortcuts, the different things.
Right.
And tutorials today, a lot of times, like they're very. A guy that will watch a tutorial will make like the same beats. And
100%.
It's a bit of a problem, I think, in the long term, but I don't know.
I know what you're saying. I do get that with mine, like, because I don't mind like reviewing people's beats. A lot of people will send me beats to review, and a lot of the time they've just like taken the exact like chord progression and melody that I've used in my tutorial and then put their own drums in it. It's like,
oh yeah, I got a friend of mine in France. He's like, he makes tutorials like you, but in French, I mean, and he's huge. He's called E12. He has like 300,000 subscribers. He's like the biggest tutorial guy in France, and he's a friend of mine anyway. But like we used to make live stream listening to other people's beats, and you just heard like honestly like 7 beats out of 10 were like his exact like sound selection with the exact chords and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a shame.
It is a struggle. It is a shame. Yeah, I feel like if you are watching tutorials, then I made tutorials literally just to teach people the gems that I kind of picked up along my journey as a producer. But it's not something that you should just straight up copy. It's like you said earlier, you should use it to learn from it, you know, but then kind of develop your own sound of it, not just like take exactly what someone's doing and then put a tiny twist on it. Like it's not about that.
Fun in that,
yeah, of course. And it's like you're always going to be that guy that's kind of copied melodies. So maybe like some people won't recognize it, but once someone does recognize it, that you've like straight up copied something.
Every other beats you make are under question. If so, it's. I think people need to have the correct mindset watching a tutorial. Just watching it, like just seeing the different how you use like FL Studio, what shortcuts you use, little techniques, little things, and that's how you should watch a tutorial, I think, anyway.
Yeah, 100%, because everyone's got their own process. So if you're watching like a few different tutorials, you can just pick up little bits from each person and then kind of like bring them into your own style, if that makes sense. So let's just quickly run back to like your kind of journey on YouTube. So uploading from 2016, and then you got up to maybe 20k subscribers, and then the first beat that popped off was the Japanese one.
Yeah,
that's the first one.
So
crazy. What happened from that then? What was it? What do you think it was that made that beat pop off? Is it something that you just can't even explain?
I don't know. Like I don't have a clue. But I remember like back then, before I blew up, like I think like the biggest number of views I could accumulate in like 24 hours was 3,000. I think that was like my previous record. And then I uploaded that Japanese one. I think it did like 20,000 in a day. And then it did like
in the first day. The first day you uploaded it. It's crazy.
It was fucking mad. And that other beat like called K9, I got another beat called K9. That one did 1 million in 2 weeks, which was like fucking insane. And it did 2 million in under a month and shit. So I don't know, like and I remember like in that K9 beat that I didn't even fill in the tags, like the keywords.
Right.
I forgot, and I just uploaded the beat. And it blew up, and then like I realized I didn't even put tags on. So that's a reason why tags are actually kind of useless, actually. But
I was just gonna say that, yeah, like everyone's always, because you can use like vidIQ and TubeBuddy and everything. I bet everyone checks your channel to see what tags you're using, because everyone thinks that you've got these secrets, but that's just proving everyone wrong, because you've uploaded a beat with no tags and it's taken off pretty much overnight.
I think I did have tags, but I had like maybe 10 tags, or a very small amount of tags, like compared to my other beats. But
and it probably wasn't something that you were like thinking about too hard. You just kind of threw them on there.
Exactly. I remember I uploaded the beat, like I just rushed it, like not the beat but the upload. And it did like it. I don't know, crazy. The thing with YouTube is like the algorithm it doesn't make sense. So I think there's no point focusing on what tags to use, because it's all random. It doesn't make sense. So I just concentrate on the beats you make, on the visuals, on the thumbnail. I guess that's also important, but that's it.
Yeah, of course. Just for anyone that's listening, I'm just on Soulker's channel now. The beats that we're talking about, the K9 one is on 17 million views right now, and the Japanese one is on 12 million. And you have a few others that are over a million as well, like that NLE Chopper one, which is on 9.2.
I fucking hate that beat too, but
9.2 million people don't hate it. And then the Club Bangers, like, bro, the channel is just crazy, man. But I think that's a gem what you said there, like stop focusing on the tags and what the YouTube algorithm is, because the other thing is the algorithm is changing constantly. They never release what the actual algorithm is, but they do let people know that it's changing constantly. Like, I don't know how many changes they make like every day, but I bet it's like hundreds of little changes like every month, if not like thousands, just little tweaks that they're making in the algorithm. So
it's a waste of time trying to figure it out. A waste of time.
Yeah. To me, if anything, it seems like if there was one thing that matters, it's watch time. Because obviously if someone clicks on your beat and they're listening to that and they listen to the full beat, it's kind of telling YouTube that, all right, I like this video, and then they'll start recommending that to other people. Whereas if someone clicks on it and then clicks off,
if somebody clicks on it and likes it, it's also like better. And if somebody comments on it, it's also it's random. Like I don't think you have any power over that.
No, I don't think there's any like hack to the system where, you know, if you follow these steps, your YouTube channel is gonna blow up. Do you have anything in mind when you're making these beats? Are you thinking about the watch time? Are you thinking about like, right, people might reload this part because I've done this like good break in there? Or is it just like, you know, I'm just going to make the best beat I can possibly make, upload it, and see what happens?
That's exactly it, because I don't even think of like the rapper. Like, I don't even structure my beats like, oh, there's the hook and there's the verse and shit. I just make him and structure them like to make him follow nicely, I guess. So, I only think of the beats and try to make it the best possible way. Sometimes I overdo it. Like, I really put in like a lot of different elements, but that's how I make him. That's how I think a lot of my audience are not rappers also. I think a lot of people are just like fan of the music. I mean, I hope so anyway, but
no, it definitely seems like that. You can kind of tell that you're not making these beats like specifically for artists. It's just like, this is your own style, and hopefully people fuck with it. And it seems like, you know, when you go through your comments and everything, it's like everyone just enjoys the music. It's entertaining to listen to. The visuals are just, you know, they're nice to watch and everything. So I think people are just becoming like fans of you and your music. I think that's safe to say anyway.
Yeah.
So how about the visuals that you're actually using? How important do you think that is? I know obviously it's more important to have like a, you know, just a fire beat on there, but with the thumbnails and the actual visuals whilst the beat is playing, how important do you think that is?
I think it adds to the quality of the beats. If there's a nice bounce to the visuals, if the visual like embraces the vision of the beat, if that makes sense. It adds like depthness to the beat, I guess. So it is important, but it's important for the quality matter, not for the algorithm matter. Maybe the thumbnail does, but the visuals are just for the sake of the quality of the beat.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. That 100% makes sense. I guess like with thumbnails, it's like you kind of want that to stand out because that's what people are going to see when they're scrolling through. But then from that point when they click on it, that's when you need to be impressing them with the beat, because if they click on it and then click off straight away, then that's just gonna, you know, it's not gonna help you in any way, really. Have you noticed anything that new producers are doing, or people that haven't had success on YouTube? Have you noticed anything that they might be doing wrong? Because a lot of people will look at their page and be like, I've been trying this for a few years now, I'm not getting any subscribers, like, what am I doing wrong? Have you noticed common mistakes?
Taking a break is like the biggest mistake, I think. Like, you can't take a break, because if you stop for like a few months, it's like starting off like at zero after, because it's like really punishing if you take a break. Also, I guess people are also making like a lot of they're not trying new things. They're like, a new producer that has like 50 subscribers will make like a Travis Scott ID. That will never, like, that won't work. Like, it's so saturated, like so many people are doing it, you're not going to be able to stand out. So I guess if you want to stand out as a small producer, just make your own stuff, create your own atmosphere, and have fun with it, honestly.
I think the key is just having fun with it, because a lot of people stress about it. Like, a lot of people just look at the numbers too much and they think, right, I'm not getting subscribers, none of this is working. But really, like, you shouldn't be making music just for the sake of getting subscribers and, you know, getting views on YouTube. You should be making music because you like making music. It goes back to that same thing of being obsessed with it. And if you're getting stressed out over the numbers too much, then it just stops you enjoying the process more. If that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. 100%, yeah.
So you're based in France right now, yeah?
France, yeah.
But did you used to live in Ireland?
No, so my father's from originally from Ireland, but my mother's French, and I grew up here in France. But at home we speak English, so that's how I got my English. But yeah, half Irish, half French, yeah. But
do you go back to Ireland much?
Yeah, every once a year, or like once every 2 years for the family. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
always fun.
Does Ireland have a hip hop scene at all? I know there is. They've got like an Irish drill scene. I know they've got something, but I never really dove into it too much.
So it's pretty dead, but there is like a startup for like a drill scene. There's this Irish guy called Ink. I don't know if you heard of him, like Ink 86 or whatever. He's all right.
I might have seen him on socials. It kind of rings a bell.
Yeah, but it's still in a very like early stage, because it's but it's a start. Like, before there was never like anything Irish in hip hop, and now it's slowly starting off with the drill scene. But I think it's just a start. I hope it gets a bit bigger than it is, because it's that Ink guy. I think he is like the main Irish drill guy, but he's still like he's not. I like him, but his music doesn't sound too different, too unique to other drill artists. So, but it's a start anyway.
Yeah, of course. It feels like a few years ago, well, at one point, it was all just about like US artists. Like, everything that I used to listen to, it was always US rappers. But now it feels like the world's accepting accents a bit more. Like, the UK rappers in particular are kind of getting the recognition that they deserve. And it's not just London rappers anymore. It's rappers from like all over the UK, no matter what the accent is. So even from like Manchester, where I live, and like Birmingham, I don't know if you know these areas in England, but it just seems like the world is like accepting these accents a bit more. So it's no surprise that Ireland right now is kind of on the come up.
Slow Tide, you know Slow Tide?
Slow Tide, yeah.
I just started listening to him. I like him,
yeah. He's got a crazy style. That's like a good example of just, you know, not giving a fuck what anyone is thinking. Just developing your own sound. Like, he just goes crazy. He just put out a new song, didn't he, with A$AP Rocky, I think. Oh no, it was with Skepta. That was a while ago, the A$AP Rocky one.
Yeah, I think he released one yesterday, I think.
Yeah, he's crazy. I'd like to see him live. I don't know if you've seen videos of his live shows, but
no. Well,
like, he just goes crazy. It's just like he's stood on stage in his boxer shorts. He's just fucking going wild.
That's sick.
Man, I couldn't even imagine going to a live venue now, because I don't know what the lockdown's like in France, but here it's still crazy. Have you got a huge lockdown there right now?
What?
Have you got a huge lockdown right there in France?
Yeah. So we, like, everybody goes home at 6 in the evening and lockdown at 6. But
yeah.
it's a bit
Yeah.
shit or whatever. And fucking
Feels
for a
like it's
producer, like it's nothing special because like I was in a lockdown for the past 4 years, if you think of it. So like no big
Yeah,
deal.
that makes sense. Makes sense. I suppose we've been training for this day, right? Because we've just been sat
Exactly.
inside anyway, just
All
working
right.
on beats. So a lot of people have said that to me. A lot of people have been like, you know, how's lockdown changed everything for you? And it hasn't really changed anything apart from maybe just going out for a meal every now and again. And
Yeah,
that's it. I've been just trying to hibernate and focus on my craft. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it just seems crazy because one thing that I did like to do is go to like concerts and gigs, but yeah, it feels like it's going to be a long, long time before anything like that can happen.
Fucking hell, yeah, for sure. And I remember like I don't know if you watched like a live show from 6ix9ine, but his live show.
I've seen a couple clips. Yeah. Are you a fan of 6ix9ine? Because he's quite controversial.
Yeah. No, I'm not a fan of his music now, but his music. The thing about 6ix9ine is like I discovered 6ix9ine back in even before I made beats. Like
really?
I knew about 6ix9ine back in 2015 or 2014 when he was just like starting out with another rapper called Zilla Kami, and he started out in the, like I told you before, like I used to listen to rap music from Slovakia.
Right.
The thing about 6ix9ine is his career started in Slovakia. So at first, like I was listening to like rap from Slovakia.
That's mad.
Suddenly, like I saw this Tekashi 6ix9ine come up from nowhere, and I was like, and back then his music was really fucking good. Like I don't care what anybody says, but back then, if you listen to like a Helsing Station, that's like my favorite song. But and then after he colored his hair like rainbow, and it became shit, and I kind of stopped following him from there. But he still gives out that energy that he had. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like 6ix9ine, especially now. I think now it's a bit like Disneyland, you know. It's all fucking, the whole show. Like, look at me, but so yeah, whatever. I don't fuck with him that much today, but yeah.
I think the thing with him is he knows how to work the game. He knows that if he says certain things, like people are gonna, you know, go crazy and everyone's gonna be talking about it. I think he knows how to play people in a way. He knows that that's what people want to see right now. They want to see like the crazy hair, like full of tattoos. Like people just like seeing some crazy shit right now, don't they? Like to see people go wild. And I think he's just playing at that like quite a bit. It's obviously worked for him to like some extent, but yeah, right now he's got some crazy shit going on. I know he's still got beef with like Meek Mill, doesn't he? I know did he try to set him up or something recently? I saw a video of him.
No, I think he's the only news I got from him is like I think he's releasing like a movie or something.
Oh, is he?
I think so, yeah, or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I don't follow him that much these days, but anyway, I still listen to like his old music, but that's it.
Yeah. Stuff that you started liking him for.
Yeah.
How about in France? Is that because I'm seeing like more and more French producers these days, and I'm not gonna lie, like these French producers are going hard. Is there a big hip hop scene in France?
Yeah, honestly, it is. Yeah, like fucking huge, and very, very different from America or England. Like I think England is like very drill. The main like thing is drill. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It is right now.
Yeah, but in America, it's like this sort of Juice WRLD trap fucking.
Right.
But in France, it's like a whole different game. It's so different. Like I can't even like. There's so many different types of different artists, different beats, different beat makers. It's mad, and I think honestly that the quality of beats in France are years in advance, because sometimes you hear like production on French rap songs, and it's like insane. It's like so different than America. I don't like the American. I don't like the beats in America. I think they all sound the same. Like every single one of them sound the same. Same hi-hats, same 808s, same clap.
Like you said, it's the Zay 808 and the Spins 808 apart from them too.
I can't stand it anymore. Like fucking hell, I got enough of it. Like,
it's
been years now, and it's still stuck. And it's so easy to do, but it is fun. And when it's done well, it is like enjoyable. But it's still a bit repetitive, I think. In France, totally different. Like the whole patterns, the sound selection, the mix. Like I think if you want to make like a American type beat, if that makes sense, you can make one like a few months after you start making beats.
definitely.
In France, it will take you fucking years. Honestly,
Really.
it's very different. Very different.
So what if you had to? So I'm just trying to imagine what this sound is now. I know you said there's so many different styles, but if you had to compare it to something, what would you compare it to? Or if you had to like blend a few different things together, you know,
Yeah,
to
well,
create that
trap
range sound.
obviously, but I guess it depends. There's a lot of different artists, but I think the most impressive beats will be in the aggressive trap scene.
Right.
It's like very unique kicks and 808s. Like the tempo is different.
Yeah.
I guess.
What kind of tempo are we talking?
Usually like 120.
Right.
So it's a bit slower, but the kicks there's like way more kicks, and the 808s are way different because it's hard to explain honestly, but I'll send you a link.
Listen to some. Yeah, I was gonna say what you know, if you were to put me on to some like French hip hop or even some French producers, who would you recommend?
Well, it depends if you're more like sort of a club guy or a more like a cloud rap guy or a more aggressive.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like my aggressive beats, my dark beats, like hardcore rap shit. So
I suggest listening to people like Timal, like Timal. His beats are like mad, always mad. Or Soulker, people like that. They're like very, very different beats. Like I've never heard beats like that anywhere else, and I think they're way more way harder to do than whatever else. Yeah.
It sounds like it's a lot more technical. It's not just grabbing the same shit that everyone's using. I'm guessing a lot of it is like sound designing things and just going through like the, you know, just the little tweaks, like all the automations, the breaks. Like I bet there's so much involved in it. It sounds like it anyway.
Yeah, very different, very different.
I wonder why that's a big thing in France, because that's something with your beats, isn't it? I wonder why like a lot of American producers will try and just sound the same. A lot of UK producers now are just trying to make drill beats. I wonder why in France. I wonder where they get it from. Like what sparks that creativity.
I don't know.
It's hard to say.
It's true, but yeah, it's true that in America and in England a bit too with the drill scene, but it does get repetitive, especially drill. Because I remember drill when drill was like not popular. Like remember Pop Smoke. I think Pop Smoke. We can agree that Pop Smoke was the guy that made drill like big, right?
I think he took it global. I think he made it more commercial in a way, because before it was more like underground. Like obviously, if you take it like way back to like Chicago days with Chief Keef, it kind of stems from that. But then the UK developed their own style of it. But it was always an underground thing, and people always like looked down on it. They said it was too violent. Like videos were getting banned on YouTube because you know, people were saying that they were just like promoting like gang violence or whatever. But I think I think you're right in saying like since Pop Smoke got on it, he made it more commercially acceptable, and then the whole world was tuned in then.
Yeah, because I remember when drill was like a very underground stuff in England, very like dark. And I thought it was dying out at first. I was like, yeah, drill, that's dying out. But then Pop Smoke came from fucking nowhere and took it like globally. Man.
Yeah, it always happens with genres. I don't know if you're familiar with grime. Do you ever listen to any UK grime?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
So it kind of reminds me. It reminds me about what happened with grime, because for a long time grime was like an underground thing, and then it died off like a little bit in a way, and then it popped back up, and then it took some artists like I want to say like someone like Skepta and Stormzy, because Skepta made it onto like Drake's album, and once like Drake kind of puts Skepta on there, that's when like the whole world was tuned in, and then grime started picking up like more than ever. But now it feels like the same thing has happened with drill, where it started off as this underground thing, and then it took like an artist like Pop Smoke to make it more global. Yeah, it's got me thinking like what's going to happen next, because a lot of people think that maybe drill's just going to evolve, which it has done already, because it did start off with just them simple like piano melodies, but now drill's becoming like anything. It's more like orchestral, like New York style.
It is. But I think unfortunately, like the fact that Pop Smoke died kind of like killed the hype. I don't know, like I think it's a shame, a real shame that he died, because I think drill would be like the biggest thing ever now if he was still alive. And same thing with like X. if X didn't die, I think like he would be like the biggest rapper ever. But so yeah, I don't know. The drill scene after Pop Smoke is a bit different, I think. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Pop Smoke
No, I
really
think
had
you're
this
right.
unique voice and this unique vibe to him. But yeah,
He reminds me, like, his voice and like style kind of reminds me of 50 Cent, but just over drill beats.
yeah,
Like when
true.
50 Cent first started coming up, he was kind of like, he was more melodic with how he was saying things. And that's what Pop Smoke was kind of like in his drill beats. It was more like, it was entertaining, wasn't it? Even in like videos, it was dancing, but in his actual rapping, it was kind of melodic in some parts, like over drill beats, which wasn't really heard before because everyone, like drill before that was just like aggressive. Like there was nothing
Yeah.
nice about
Oh
drill
yeah.
music. But then he brought this kind of nice side to it in a way where it was still hood, if you get me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He really made it like he went out from the like crime, like really
Yeah,
dark. Because drill is like the foundation of drill is fucking dark, like
yeah, yeah.
dangerous fucking music. But yeah, he definitely made it global. I mean, Jesus Christ, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he even took it to clubs. I could never imagine hearing like a drill beat in a club, but when he was putting music out, yeah, it was getting played in all clubs, which is
crazy.
crazy to think about. What do you think's going to pop off next? What do you think's going to be the new thing? Do you think drill's not got much time left? Do you think something else is going to
No,
take
I'm not
over?
saying that, but I think like Pop Smoke, like it was a shame that he died, but maybe there's gonna be like a new drill like main guy.
Yeah,
But as of right now, I don't think there's like a main drill guy. But so maybe drill is gonna pick back up, but I think maybe the next. I don't know. The thing with music is you can't ever predict it, like. But
yeah,
unfortunately, I think with music, it always like rock music back when rock was like a big thing. At first, it was like some punk only underground stuff. Then it
yeah,
became commercial, and then it became like then the labels saw the money in it, and then made it more
right,
like pop, and then it killed rock music, and now nobody listens to rock music.
yeah,
Same thing with dubstep. Dubstep started off underground, then it became popular. Then labels saw the money in it, and then they
yeah,
created like EDM, which is pretty much the pop version of dubstep, and then it
right,
killed dubstep. And with rap music, hopefully it's not gonna go because now labels are getting all over rap music,
yeah,
and it's really becoming commercial and coming closer to pop, which for me is like death, like being fucking. But rap music is much bigger than dubstep or rock, so I don't think it will ever kill rap music. But I think
yeah.
we need like a new subgenre to come up and create a whole new wave of rap music for another like decade. Because nowadays, I don't know, I think a lot it is a bit poppy, you know.
Yeah,
So
100%. It's that never-ending cycle, isn't it? Like you were explaining then, like it starts off underground, labels get their hands on it, they see the money, then they start introducing more of a commercial side to it, and then it becomes less cool because usually when it's underground, it's usually like a younger generation that are listening to it, and it's like this is our thing, this is cool because no one else
yeah,
is really fucking with it. But then once you start hearing that shit like on TV and in like, especially when people do it in like TV commercials when they try and make like a rap, and maybe it's
yeah,
like a over a drill beat try to
fucking
sell a
hell.
car or some random shit like that. That's when it starts becoming like
That kills
uncool.
the fucking genre. That kills it. Like
Yeah, because it just gets cringy at that point.
yeah, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I always
It
think about
is.
it because like on my channel, for example, when I first started the channel, I was trying like a few different genres, but then when I was doing like drill tutorials, they were the ones that everyone was watching and everyone was asking for. So then I thought in some ways it's kind of important to stick to a certain lane because then people will come to your channel for a certain thing. So I
Yeah,
feel like that's why I've had some success with the channel because people like come to the channel because they know that it's going to be some kind of drill tutorial and they're going to learn something from it. But then
yeah.
at the same time, I'm thinking, shit, what happens if drill dies off? Like, where does that leave me then? So I'm trying to think ahead and be like, right, okay, I need to see where the game's shifting.
Yeah,
Do you think
but
it's important for people to
drill
stick
is
to
still
one
like
kind
I
of
think
lane?
drill is like the main. I think now still drill is the most popular like subgenre of hip hop. I
Yeah,
think these days,
yeah. Yeah, definitely. I guess it made sense for me in some ways because at the start, no one's going to be searching how to make a Cactus type beat. You know what I mean? But everyone's searching for how to make a drill beat. So it's just a way to like gather an audience. But my plan is like, the more I grow, the more I can start like putting like my own sound on it in a way, so then people will just like watch it because they fuck with me and my sound, rather than, you know, just the fact that I'm showing people how to make a drill beat.
Yeah,
I think that's like that's the aim long term.
Yeah.
What kind of goals do you have long term? Do you kind of write goals down? Do you have anything in mind? Do you have any things that you're trying to tick off? You've probably ticked off quite a few already.
Yeah, honestly, like, but I guess I want to make like projects, like a whole album with like with a rapper. But
Yeah,
that's always fun to create like a whole album, to have one vision for a whole fucking album. So
definitely.
Goals also, like I would love to be like the first channel to hit 1 million, like the first beat maker to hit 1 million. That'd be, because I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any beat makers that are over 1 million. I think Cash Money AP is like the biggest, and he's like at 800, I think.
Is he? Yeah,
I think so.
now
Yeah,
that I think about it, I don't think there is.
Thai beats. He stopped making Thai beats like years ago. But
Yeah,
I want to be like the number one guy. I want to be like, I honestly want to be like, become the best version that I can be, the best producer that I can be, the best,
yeah,
the biggest, the best. I don't know. That's the goal.
yeah.
I
Of
guess.
course. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I think now that you say it, I can't think of any channel that's got to 1 million subscribers just through beats. Not that I think of anyway.
Yeah.
So I know you've got the you would have got the 100K plaque, right? Is that hanging up in the room somewhere?
The fuckers never sent it to me.
What?
I haven't got it. Fucking
Still?
no. And I've complained to YouTube about it, but they were
Yeah.
like, fucking stupid. Like, I had a strike once, a stupid one too. Like, somebody strike one of my beats because of the visuals,
Right.
because I used like a certain visual or whatever. And then YouTube told me like they won't send me the plate because I got a strike.
What?
So fuck them, honestly.
That is
Fuck.
crazy. So what?
Yeah.
You bring everyone to their platform. You bring
Yeah.
everyone, because do you run ads on your beats?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So the amount of money that you're bringing YouTube, like everyone watching those ads, the amount of business that they must get from your channel, and to say that they're not going to send you that one piece of plaque that cost them nothing to make for all your hard work. That's
Stupid.
fucked up.
And for a stupid strike, and the strike wasn't even fair, but
Yeah.
fuck it. Whatever.
What was it? Was it?
It wasn't, because the guy who striked it used the same visual that I did, but he wasn't the creator of the visual. So
So he striked your video as like.
they didn't even check it. They just like took down my video and everything. And that fuck it,
Oh,
it's
man.
stupid, whatever.
That's crazy. I wonder what's going to happen when you hit 1 million, if they'll still be like, you know what,
No.
you've got that strike from years ago, so you can't send it in.
Well, I'm not giving up on the plate. Like I still try again, like in a few months, but stupid.
YouTube, it's one of them, like Google itself is just impossible to contact, isn't it? I bet, like how many messages they'll get as well. They'll probably take months to get back to anything. Even if at all, they might not even ever get back to some people. But yeah, I'd keep fighting for that, because even though it's not like
I never thought I'd ever get it. So the fact that I do want to have it, but I mean, I'm not going to be stuck at it, like whatever. But
yeah, it's not going to hold you back. It's just probably nice to see up in your room, because a lot of people say that about plaques. It's just like you can look at it and be like, oh, my hard work is just in this plaque. In a way, you look at it and be like, fucking hell, like I've accomplished
and
this.
I do have the platinum plaque, so that's way better than like 100K plaque, I think. But
of course,
so I do still have like things to look at, but
What was the song that got you that plaque? I was trying to find it earlier, but I couldn't figure out which one it was.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So there was this Italian rapper called Anna. So it's a girl, actually, like a 16 or 17-year-old girl.
Right.
She at first she was like a very small rapper, but she used one of my beats called the VIP, and then she blew up like with TikTok.
Right. Okay.
Fucking blew up, and all over Italy, like everybody in Italy knows the song anyway. And it became huge. Like even Rich the Kid made a remix of it. And
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how you got the Rich the Kid placement, because I saw that in your credits as well.
Yeah. So it just blew up. And she blew up with that song and became platinum. And yeah, so that was a crazy like experience off of a Thai beat. Like that's a crazy thing. Like with
Yeah, that's
YouTube.
insane. So she just found it on YouTube. She didn't like message you
Yeah, because she was
before.
a very back then she was a very small, like she wasn't famous at all. So she
Right.
used on YouTube, and she didn't even pay for it. But
Really?
no, but that got we worked that out. But
Yeah, yeah. I bet
yeah,
you had the leverage then as well because this song's already blown up and there's no contract done, so it's down to you what you want to offer then.
I did. Yeah, I did have a. I remember, I think the exclusive, like I managed
Yeah,
to sell it for a lot of money. So
that's good, man. Because
absolutely.
I bet most of the time you don't even want to sell exclusives because you see all the views on the video and it's like you could sell so many leases that are worth so much more than selling one exclusive. So do you rarely sell exclusives? I know you'll get offers, but do you just let them sell leases
I
instead?
very rarely sell them. When I sell them, it's always like between like 3 and 10,000 because I
Yeah,
don't want to sell them because it's true with
yeah,
leases, you can build that up like very fast. So
of
I
course.
sell them, but at a high price. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It makes sense. You've kind of built up your platform to the point where you don't have to just accept anything. And it could damage you more, like just selling that exclusives for even like selling it for 1,000 probably wouldn't be worth it for you when the
No.
videos could get up to 1 million views.
Yeah.
So and you're using BeatStars, right, to sell everything through.
Yeah, Beatstar is like honestly the best platform for, I think anyway. It's
Yeah,
very easy to use, and the team is very nice, easy to get
yeah.
in contact with. So yeah, BeatStars is nice. Yeah.
When did you first set up BeatStars? Did you have anything before that? Were you just doing it through like DMs or?
And before, yeah, I used to put like my email in the description, and people like, and then I asked them like, "What's your PayPal address and shit."
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, then BeatStars made it way easier. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I can't imagine how many emails you were getting, and you've got to like filter through all the bullshit ones to
Yeah.
find out who's actually serious. At least on BeatStars, it's just like, right, if you want it, you buy it. It kind of cuts out
Yeah.
that whole process of like emailing each other. So yeah, I haven't tried anything else. I know like SoundClick was huge like years ago, but right now it's like BeatStars and Airbit. Is Airbit the other one?
Airbit, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think it matters like what platform you're actually on. Because everyone, that's another question that people ask me. They say, where should I sell my beats? Should I get a website? Should I get a BeatStar? Should I get an Airbit? But really, it doesn't matter. They all do the same shit in a way, but
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
about how you drive traffic to that site, to that BeatStars account. Because it doesn't really happen just organically on BeatStars. You might get a few sales like through the marketplace, but it all probably comes down to your
Yeah,
YouTube channel or how you're
BeatStars is
networking.
you get a few market, like you can also pay for like promotions on BeatStars, which I never did,
Yeah,
but apparently they work. But anyway, I think BeatStars is still like maybe the best option, but
yeah.
at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Just speaking about ads, have you ever ran any other ads on your YouTube channel, or has it just all
Never,
been organic?
never. I've never taken like one shortcut ever. I just like took the long way to the
Yeah,
top. I guess like honestly, just uploading beats and never paid for promotion, ads, sponsors. Never even collabed much.
yeah,
Um, yeah, never.
man. It seems like one of them things where you're not willing to take any shortcuts. You kind of knew all along. It's like right, it's gonna happen at its own pace. I'm not trying to cheat anything. I'm not trying to like take any shortcuts. I'm just gonna just keep my head down, enjoy the process, and if something comes from it, then something comes from it. You're not
At the end
worried
of the
about
day,
anything.
the reason why I make music is not to be like a big. When I started off, I just wanted to make music to make my own beats, and
Yeah,
the idea of being big was like a fantasy. But
yeah, of course.
I just wanted to make it for the passion of it, not for
Yeah,
fucking views, image, or any of that shit.
of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. Do you work much with artists one on one, or is it mainly done just online?
No, not much, but sometimes with friends, But
Yeah.
um,
Is it
I
one
do
thing that you
want
want
to.
to do? Do you want to be in studio sessions with people?
Yeah,
Or
I think I definitely like have something new to bring,
yeah,
but the thing is, I live in the middle of nowhere, so like
yeah.
nobody is around here. So
Oh,
and
really?
labels. The other thing with labels, which is a bit of an issue if you want to be like a Thai beat YouTube producer, labels are not interested in Thai beat YouTube credentials, because the numbers of like Universal, Sony, Warner, fucking loads of them approached me, and they all wanted me to stop YouTube. They were all like, yeah, we're very interested in you, but the fact that you upload your beats on YouTube is the problem. And I told them, like, there's no, like, I'm not gonna stop.
That's their problem, not your problem.
Yeah, just find a way around that. And they all, after that, they all gave up on me. But whatever, I don't give a fuck. But like, I can, at the end of the day, I made all this myself. I can stick by myself. I don't need them. But
yeah, it seems like you don't need a label. Like what a label, they don't want your beats on YouTube because they know that people can buy them for or can lease them for a small amount, and they want that exclusive. Like they want it to be exclusive, don't they? But it's not really going to be worth it for you when you're getting this amount of views and that amount of sales, is it? So it's like, you don't really need a label.
The annoying thing is to get in a studio with a rapper, it's way easier to be signed. Like if you're signed to a label, they're gonna put you in the studio. But if you're not, good luck, you know. But I guess my I just want to create, like, recently there was this TikTok guy called Kim Dracula. He blew up with a song with a paparazzi cover, and he just blew up. And like I'm in contact with him, and he's not signed. I'm not signed. He loves my beats. I send him beats. We got like a good contact. And when he eventually gets signed, he will still use my beats. So that's my way to get around that. Is just create a link with the artists themselves before they blow up. But
no, I think that makes sense. That makes sense, because even like everyone's always trying to work with the biggest artists, but most of these big artists already have producers that they go to, or like you said with the labels will have the connections there. They'll put everyone in the room together. But if you're working with independent people, then there's no one like orchestrating it all apart from like you and the artist. So if you find an artist that you like the sound of and you think they've got potential, then they're probably the ones that you want to invest in, because, well, you've just given that prime example. Once they blow, they're not going to forget you. They're going to be like, you know, come along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to use your beats. So yeah, that makes sense. So, but you had the Rich the Kid placement, and then the other one that I saw, I think it was were you on Need for Speed? Did they use a beat?
Oh yeah, fucking hell. That was the craziest thing ever. Honestly, especially because Need for Speed is like my favorite game franchise ever. Like when I was a kid, I used to love Need for Speed.
The Underground 2 one. I think that was my favorite one.
The first one I did was Hot Pursuit.
Right.
Fucking insane, but anyway. And one day I received an email from EA, like, we're from the Need for Speed music, whatever we want to use. Fucking the beats, the VIP beat, and I was
insane.
Like, I can't believe this. Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Like, so
I bet that was the easiest question they've ever asked. You were like, yes.
I can't believe it. Like Need for Speed, mad.
So what happened with that? They did they find your beat on YouTube and then just email you about it?
Yeah, and they used it for the Steam trailer. So if you look up Need for Speed, the Steam trailer, you'll find it. But that's
Steam trailer.
Yeah, Steam. So they used the Italian song that I was talking about before, and in another version they only used the beat. But anyway, so if you look at the description, you can see that. Like anyway, fucking insane.
Credits are in there. I've got the video open here. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it through the computer. Can you hear that playing?
Nah.
No one will be able to hear that. I'll take a listen after. But yeah, if anyone's listening, Need for Speed Steam release trailer. I'm just looking at the credits now. So, oh yeah, and Purcell, that's you, isn't it?
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Need for Speed, that's insane. So I take it that's like the first kind of sync placement that you've had. Yeah.
The only one. I know I got another one coming up on Netflix actually. So it's not me directly. They use like a song that I produced, and they're going to use it in a Netflix show. So, but yeah, I don't know how you get. I'm not good into like sync or whatever the fuck, but
because it seems like it's kind of crazy to think that people are looking at type beats to use in the games and in the TV shows.
Yeah.
Like that type of shit's just unheard of, really. But I suppose like why not? Why not? Because usually when people are going for like sync placements, so like they're spending ages going through like IMDb, you know, to find out like who's involved in the movie, who's involved in the TV show, and they'll maybe look at messaging the music supervisors, even going through LinkedIn. I know a lot of people that do that. But yeah, to think that they've just gone out their way to look through beats on YouTube and then use one of them, man, that's crazy.
I'm so lucky, honestly, for that. But yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you say is your most like proud achievement? What was the one where you were like, you know, this is some serious shit?
Honestly, this one, I think the Need for Speed one was like my favorite accomplishment. But my biggest accomplishment was, I mean, 10 million views on a beat was insane. 100,000 subscribers was mad. Platinum, the fucking platinum thing was insane too. Number one in the charts on Italy, in Italy, that was insane too. So much, but I guess my personal favorite one is will ever be like the Need for Speed one. Yeah,
it probably brings you back to your childhood, doesn't it? And just like playing them games all the time, listening to them beats, and you're thinking like, you probably never thought like my beat's gonna be on here.
When I saw the email, I just lost my shit. Like I just saw EA Need for Speed. What? Like what the fuck? Jeez.
That's crazy. That's insane. So yeah, we kind of covered like everything that you're doing through YouTube. I'm just trying to think, because I started this podcast mainly for new producers as well, or a few reasons. I just like speaking about music. I like the guests that come on here. But the other side of it is, you know, just to help out new producers. So let's say you had to start again today, right? You had like no, I know it's hard to think about, but let's say you had no YouTube subscribers, no nothing. Maybe you've been making beats for like, I don't know, maybe like 6 months to a year. You're at the point where your beats are like good enough to upload or to get out there. What would you do? Where would you start? And, you know, what would you recommend that new producers do?
I recommend being consistent. That's like the main thing. Maybe like two beats a week. If you can do 2 beats a week every week, it's way better than doing like 4 beats a week and then you stop for another week and then you upload another beat. So finding like a schedule, like every Wednesday and Sunday, for example, or whatever. Maybe like 2-3 beats a week. You know, find like a good visuals. That's important. A good title. And most importantly, like a good beats, and maybe find your own niche in like in the industry, like maybe whatever, if it's drill or if it's whatever, just find your place in that, and don't be afraid to try new things and just be creative. That's the most important thing. Be different than other producers.
100%. One thing that people have asked me, they asked it me in the Discord. I asked them if they had any questions for you, and one person wanted to know, because a lot of people that have had success from type beats on YouTube have always said to kind of like stick to one lane. Like if they're doing an artist type beats, for example, like maybe just find like 1 or 2 artists and just keep doing those type beats. But it seems like on your channel you're not really sticking like that. Like one day it's a Egyptian type beat, one day it's drill, one day it's Japanese. So why do you think that yours has kind of just, I don't know, like proving everyone wrong in a way, because everyone's saying stick to one thing, but you've just gone with whatever you've been feeling?
To one thing, because if you make a Travis Scott type beat and it blows up, and then you continue to make Travis Scott type beats, they're gonna do like fairly good. It's like an easy way of getting good views is sticking to what already worked. But in the long term, people are gonna get tired of it, and when you try something new, they're not going to click on it. And when you continue uploading the same stuff that blew up, people are not going to be as interested, and it's slowly going to be, and then you're going to try new things and people are already like have giving up. So I always loved making every types of beats. Like I can make lo-fi, reggae, old school, Japanese, fucking everything. So, and I always, even when I first like blew up, I made like a Japanese beat, then I made a club banger beat, then I made a dark beat, and then I made this, and they all worked well. And now people know me for my diversity, which is way better in the long run than sticking to one thing, because that's good in a short, you know what I mean? So
yeah. I suppose because if you're going for an artist that's like popping off at this moment in time, then artists always like come and go. There's always like one person that's on top and then they die off, another one comes up. So I suppose if you're going for like that one artist,
and then
your channel might be doing well.
Then you gotta depend on that artist, not on your actual work and talent. You gotta depend on his popularity. So, and then he's not releasing an album for another year, and then you're stuck, and then the algorithm punishes you, and then you're fucked. So, just make. That's why I never made. Well, I did when I first started, but that's why I stopped doing like an artist type beats. I just named my beats like dark type beats, hard type beats. Because when I make a beat, I don't think of an artist. I always struggle to be like, who the fuck would rap on this? And then find a title. And the thing is, if you make like a Japanese type beat, whatever, and it sounds a bit like Travis Scott, but just a bit, and then you label it Travis Scott, it's not going to work, because every Travis Scott type beat that does work are exactly like 100% like Travis Scott vibe.
Right.
And for me, so it's different for everybody, but for me personally, I always wanted to make new things. And my beats were always different, so that's why I started labeling them dark and not by an artist. And also now I don't have to depend on artists or whoever. I just make my own stuff and label it my own way, and it's way better for my creativity.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like instead of just going for one lane and trying to dominate one lane, you're just going for like everything, trying to dominate everything. Because like you said, if you have that one video that pops off with a Travis Scott type beat, you're going to struggle to get another one that like pops off at the same amount, because you've already got that video that's on top. Or you might get some that are similar, but with yours it's like you can dominate like dark type beat, but then you can also dominate like Egyptian type beat or Japanese type beat. So you can have like the top video in all these categories rather than just that one.
And if I stuck to like Japanese, if I saw that my Orochi beat, the Japanese one with 11 million, that did like crazy good. And I could have easily been like, all right, now I'm a Japanese type beat producer, and every single upload is like a Japanese type beat. But that's gonna get boring fast. And if I would have done that, I think I would have got like maybe max 200,000 subscribers, you know. But the fact that I can do new things and still be successful at them, I think that's like the reason why I'm bigger than others, I guess. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I 100% agree. And it seems like with the ones that you're going for, like especially something like dark type beat, it's such a general term and people are never going to stop searching that. And it might be like hard to dominate with that keyword, but with the level that your beats are at, that's probably why it's taking them to the top.
But
so
the thing is, before me, no producers labeled them. So for me, it was easier. Like if you want to start off as a new producer and make dark type beats, it's going to be a bit hard for you, because I'm like dominating that thing. But back when I first labeled my beats like that, there were no beats were really labeled that way, but still people searched for them. And you could find like Travis Scott type beat, like dark something, but you never found like a dark type beat or whatever. So so another, I guess, like thing to help out new producers is try labeling your beats differently, or just trying like a new branch of ideas, just to get like a new group of people, I guess, and be the new, like the number one person in that. I don't know if it makes sense, but
no, that makes sense. You're basically just saying that people need to just do some research, basically. Just try and find something. Maybe just test like a few words that are kind of relating to like your style, but maybe someone's not, or too many people aren't dominating that area. It's just about finding, again, it comes down to finding your own lane, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say that YouTube is saturated, and it is to some extent, but you see like more and more producers like every day getting success on YouTube. So I always say, like, just because something's saturated, it doesn't mean that you can't have success on there. There's still like a lot of people listening to those beats. That's why it's saturated, because there's a huge audience for it. So it's once you end up finding that one lane that you can dominate, that's when shit will change, I imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
you got me thinking about my channel, because obviously my main thing is tutorials, but I do have a different channel where I upload beats. But because I'm doing like drill tutorials, I'm always uploading the drill beats as well. But some days I do get like bored of it, where I'm like, man, how many like drill beats can I make? I want to like do some different shit, and I feel like I'm kind of forcing it because I know I need to upload a drill beat to continue this consistency. But part of me is like, nah, I just want to make a rap beat. You know what I mean? So you've got me thinking about mine as well.
It's a sticky situation, but I guess you could try. You could. I mean, there's always room for error. You know, like you can always try and like the first time I uploaded like I remember my club banger beat. The first time I uploaded that, like I never uploaded like club beats.
Yeah.
And at first it didn't blow up. Like obviously, like it didn't do well, but in the long term, the beat was good. The quality of the video was good. So eventually, it still grew. So maybe if you try something new, it might not do well at first, but if it's good, it will get recommended and people will enjoy it. And then you're gonna create like a new branch of like a new fan base, and then you can try these new things. And I don't know. It's a bit. I understand like the situation is a bit sticky, but there's always like a way to work that out. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's funny that you say that, because I've still got a lot of my old beats on YouTube, and the one that's doing like well now, or not, it hasn't even got like a lot of views, but the one that I'm seeing most sales from is an old. Do you know Yellow Wolf, the rapper?
No.
It's kind of, I don't think he is any, or maybe he is. He was signed to like Eminem's label, but he does like, it's like country style rap, and I had like a Yellow Wolf type beat from a while ago, and that's the one. Even though I uploaded it as one of my first videos, that's the one now that's picking up and getting most of the sales. And at the time, I thought this is just like a shit video because no one's listening to it. But fast forward like 6 to 9 months, and now it's starting to pick it up. So it's just one of them things that you can't even explain.
Yeah, like you upload something, you don't think anything of it, and then it blows up.
Yeah.
And then you upload something that you love and you think is insane, and it doesn't blow up. And that's that's the way it goes, I guess.
It's always how it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I know when I was asking people as well if they had any questions, everyone wants to know like your mixing secrets as well. And a lot of people will just keep it like real simple. They'll just choose like high quality sounds to start off with and have something basic like a clipper on the master, like a soft clipper. Is that what you do, or are you more like technical? Are you like pulling compressors and EQs on like everything, just tweaking every individual sound?
Yeah, like you said, like the main thing is sound selection. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I got my own ways of doing in my. I don't know. I don't do anything crazy. Like people.
Yeah.
I think if I like do a live stream and show everybody, like people will be like, "That's it. Like, is that it?" But
yeah.
But I don't even use like fancy plugins or anything like that. I only have like the fruity parametric
stock
EQ,
plugins,
the fucking fruity phaser, reverb, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't know.
I suppose they all do the same shit, don't they? It's just the more expensive ones have like a prettier user interface, but they all do the same shit.
They do, yeah. But I guess the main thing for a good mix is depends. I think it's the way you use your sounds. It's not like how you mix them. It's how you create your patterns and how you level your beats, and that's how your mix stands out, not by actually putting like an EQ on your fucking master or some shit.
Yeah, of course.
Nothing special anyway.
Yeah. People that are listening will be like, like I thought he did this. I thought he did all these little tricks.
Well, no, I work on like I want every sound to sound right. I want every pattern to be like exactly right. I want the bounce to be perfect. And that's how the mix stands out. That's it. I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but there's nothing to hide really. Like it's pretty basic stuff. Like I think the best way to get a better mix, it's like mastering. Like people used to watch like mastering tutorial. I don't know if you ever watched like a mastering tutorial, but a mastering tutorial is the most vague shit ever. Like because the only way to get good at mastering is to train, to tune your ear to get to get it. You know, so Same thing with mix. There's no like secrets, and there's no like tutorials. You just need to tune your ear to know what you want and how you want your sounds to sound, and that's it. Yeah. So just by making more beats,
things, don't they?
Yeah. Just by making beats, the more you make beats, the better you'll get. That's basic stuff, but it's true.
Yeah, I think it is as simple as that. Like a lot of people are impatient and they want instant results, and they'll be producing for like 6 months, and they're like asking all these questions like, "Why?"
The amount of people that told me to start tutorials, or like somebody told me like, "Send me your FLP," like as if I'm gonna send you my FLP. Like you really think it's that easy? Like Jesus Christ, don't you want to like work for it? You know, like I don't know.
I bet you could probably earn some good money selling those FLPs, but it's
I'm
just
sure
like,
I could. But I don't. I still want my sounds. I still want my beats to be like, like people to listen to them and be like, "Whoa, how did he like make that?" So yeah.
You don't want to give like everything away, even though it might not be.
Because I've worked like so many years on everything. I've really dedicated my whole life on this, so I don't want to just here you go. See ya. That's it. Like, I don't know, like work for it. I don't know.
I think it is. Yeah, people just need to have some patience. It's one of the things. Patience. Like, it's literally just make beats like as much as you can. Like, put.
Because if I can make it, because if I can make it, everybody can make it. Because I don't have any musical background. I don't have anything. Like, I don't have nobody.
You know any like musical theory? Nothing.
None. Like now, I do have a bit of it. I'm getting better at it. But when I first started off, I had nothing. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what a fucking octave was. I didn't know nothing. So,
were you just going by ear at the start, just clicking notes in?
Yeah, just clicking what sounded notes. Right. My structures, I remember, like I didn't know like every 8 bar it should loop. So like my pattern would be like 3.5 bars and shit. It didn't make sense. Like it was the weirdest fucking shit ever. But
you just got better at it. All right.
That's it, just continue making it. I still loved it, and that's it. It's all about obsession, like we talked about, and with that, that's it. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I think we've pretty much been through everything. Just for everyone that's listening, there are no YouTube secrets. Sorry to disappoint you, but like you said, man, it all just comes down to repetition. You got to put the reps in. Like make beats as much as you can. Stay consistent with it. Try and find something that's your own kind of lane, but still your own style. And then once you do that for, as long as you've been doing it, like 4 or 5 years, then you're going to see results. You can't expect them after 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show. Like I said, I was saying to you before, I haven't really seen you do many interviews. I read one online that you did. I don't know if that was after like a video call or it was just like back and forth with emails. Apart from that, it seems like you haven't done many interviews, so I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, for sure. And I like your channel, so I like to help out, so no problem. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man, anytime. And just let everyone know where they can find you as well, and let everyone know if there's anything that you want people to look out for.
Well, I guess my main thing is my YouTube channel, Soulker. I'm gonna release a free drum kit soon, I think. So be on the lookout for that. And my Instagram, and that's it. Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Well, I'm sure everyone's heard of you, but if you haven't, definitely check out his channel, follow him on Instagram. Stay tuned for the free drum kit. I know a lot of people will be excited for that. And yeah, man, I appreciate you again, bro.
All right, thanks. Yeah.